Leo, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. And this is an energy reading. So take it where and how it resonates in your life. This is your message. If it showed up on your feed, it's for you, even if you're not a Leo. 100% it's for you, because it would only show up, in that case, it would only show up if you needed to hear something. And guess what? You need to hear something. You're going somewhere. And this is where your message begins. You're going somewhere. You're either traveling or you're moving on. And the fact that you're finally being able to mentally wrap your head around it and figure something out. You figured something out. Maybe you figured out, which way do I want to go? Which direction should I go in? Or you figured something out and so you're like, I got to get the hell out of here. Either way, it's like you've engineered or you've created the ability to be able to go somewhere or do something that needed to get done. It has something to do with moving. Like it could be emotional. You're moving on from this. This is heading in the past. You may be, even if you're in a strong relationship, you may be headed away from or traveling away from or you have to travel away from your current family or your spouse, or this is an offer that was made to you. If there was a love offer that was made to you recently, like a very generous offer, so filled with love, filled with appreciation for you. So it could be like a job offer too. Things are moving forward. They're moving fast. They're moving forward. There's progress. There's progress here. This is really beautiful energy with this abundant blessing. Not long ago you got a blessing, and I think you're finally realizing that you have to take it. You're finally realizing that it's a blessing, and you're finally moving on, moving forward from this space. There's a lot of reminiscence here. There's a lot of melancholy. There's a lot of maybe going home or thinking about home. This is that fire sign energy. This is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Maybe you're going home to a Leo, going home to children, going home to people that you have to guide. But this was, maybe you went to visit family too. Maybe you were going somewhere. Something about once you get home, or it's like you needed to go here to be prepared to go all the way. Something that you take very, very seriously and you've been reflecting on or thinking about a lot. You will then be taking a leap of faith in. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I just feel like it's like once you do it, once you go, once you take this move or take this chance, it's like everything clears itself up and starts to make sense to you in your mind now. It's like the direction gets clear, your direction gets clear, your purpose gets clear, your conviction gets clear. So something really cleared out your mind. I don't know if it was traveling itself or just making the decision to go somewhere, or finally finally I fixed something. Finally I solved something. Finally things make sense now. But there was some sort of offer of love before you left, some sort of gracious offer. Maybe you had to think about it. I think that you're returning. You have reflected upon it. And it still holds true. It's tried and true. So it's steadfast. Okay. So you should trust this energy. Let's see if you're going to actually... Let's see what happens next. I'm as curious as you, maybe even more so. What's going to happen next? This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You're going to know where your heart is. You're going to know where your heart is. You're going to know where your truth is. You're going to sit. It's like you had to go someplace maybe to get healthy or get well, or a series of events had to happen so that you could get healthy and get well. You feeling really good about yourself. You're returning to a state of almost like your own personal strength, state of loving who you are and knowing who you are, feeling good about who you are. That's really interesting energy. Okay. Oh, that's not for you. There's an abundance here that you're headed toward. This is Could be Taurus energy. I don't think it's the zodiac sign though. I think it's maybe you're headed toward your mother. Maybe you're visiting your mother. No, this is abundance. This is visiting an abundant, it's an abundant feminine energy, or it's heading toward your own abundance and prosperity. This could be a maternal energy. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, somebody that you've been considering, somebody that you've been wondering about, or it's finding your own sense of self-respect and value. Either way, you are headed to a place of value and certainty and caring and loving arms and marriage. If you're already married, this has something to do with business or work, but it's going to give you a lot of resources. It's going to give you access to a lot of resources. Boy, Leo, this is like almost like keep moving forward. Don't doubt yourself. But I think you had doubted yourself. I think you had doubted yourself in the past. And that's why this offer went unanswered. There was some offer. It doesn't have to be love. It could be generosity. But there was some offer of generosity that you kind of left on the table. It's like you had to go away to come back to a certainty, to an assuredness, to something that you absolutely were certain about. Happy birthday, Dagdeni. Something that you knew, something that you could do, that you were capable of, or something that took you a while to trust, and now you trust it. You weren't going to trust it if you stayed or you pushed. It's like you had to leave and come back. That was the solution on many levels. You're deciding to walk away from what doesn't serve you anymore and what doesn't fulfill you. And that was a necessary step for you to take, for you to walk away. Maybe you had to get the fuck out of town because something was over, something had ended, and you had to get away from it to accept it, right? There's a necessary thing that you left behind or did not take with you that is integral to you having. It's like, fuck it, I'm going on vacation, right? Or fuck it, I got to clear my head. I got to get the fuck out of here. You do that. You did it. And you, in turn, walked away from a cycle in your life that wasn't serving you. It was your way of doing it. You used your physical world to help you out in your spiritual, emotional, and psychological world. It's like I got to distance myself from this, and then I can actually get a clear head and figure stuff out. And with that clear head, you will move on. You're done with something. You're finished with something. This could have happened around the new moon. That you walked away, that you decided, that you made this decision to walk away. The new moon would have been around 2 weeks ago now. Just an FYI, so you know time frames. And this is you really maybe going someplace brand new or taking a leap of faith that this is exactly what you need. You needed to let the stress out. You needed to get the fuck away. Leave it all behind. Like travel unencumbered by anything, any obligations, any thoughts, any fears, any expectations. Just got the fuck out of there so that you could slow it down, so that you could figure out, really think about, well, what's the most precious to me? What matters the most? And now you're coming home to just a beautiful abundance of resources, of love, of caring, of support for you. I don't think that you would have known this or been able to see this if you hadn't cleared your head and walked away. But now you're ready. And this could be a commitment of sorts that you're walking toward. This could also be your resources and your abundance that you're walking toward. Let's get a moon card because we need to. There's a full moon in Aquarius coming up. This is the full moon that happens in your season. It's directly opposite. This is a real time for you to release any expectations of what the crowd thought, of making other people happy and not yourself, right? Of release all those expectations, release all the need to meet those expectations, release the supposed outcome that you were supposed to experience. Releasing that, because it's not about external what's going on. This is about solving what's going on inside. Leo, let's get a moon card for Leo, please. What's coming out for them? And what message do you have for Leo? And they all come out. A personal issue reaches resolution. And it came out a little bit wonky, so it's almost like, you know what? It's like the only way to resolve this is to let it be, or to walk away from the situation. But once again, could have something to do with a cancer energy, or your family. Something to do with family. That the resolution is that there is no resolution. Or the resolution is that it's over and it's done and I can't go back. You're walking away from your childhood. You're walking away from the expectations of your childhood. You're moving away from that. You're releasing that and letting it go. This is also a sense of something emotional, some emotional attachment that you're able to detach yourself from now. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. So this is like you're finally balancing out the scales, you're leveling up, you're growing up. You're hitting a sense of equilibrium now that you know that nobody's going to come rescue you or save you, or that, you know, you had to stand up and do the right thing or move on, whatever it was. A win-win outcome is forecast, is saying that your life is balancing out, and it was a good decision to do what you did because it forced the energy to get back to normal and be what you are going to need it to be. There is some sort of justice that is happening here with regards to maybe you weren't taken care of or you didn't feel taken care of. There's some sort of divine justice that is now being served that you can finally settle on, that you can finally feel good about it. And maybe this is a justice decision with actually custody or divorce or a family matter. This is a decision that is made and it brings justice. There's justice that's brought into the situation. You're going to win. At least from your own perspective. Okay, so what is happening? The Star card is your aspirations, what you dreamed of, what you wished for, what you hoped for. What is it? What is coming? It is associated with a disappointment in the past. It's associated with something that you didn't want to let go of, or that you've still been ruminating on. Maybe you were disappointed in yourself in doing something yourself in the past. But it has to do with realizing and defeating this sense of disappointment and realizing that and moving on from there, finding your internal compass, finding your confidence again, and then coming out in the open and it's like you're coming public with something something came public that really disappointed you. And somebody was intentionally undermining you. This could be narcissism that you were dealing with, a narcissistic attack, or simply just defeat and carelessness and recklessness. That is why you got so disappointed. And now you're like, I'm looking toward my future. This is a sense of, why am I stuck here? Why do I want to be in this mentality around this energy? You absolutely don't. You're finding your courage to move on from it part of it is accepting the situation, accepting that it wasn't what you thought it was. And there's this offer in the past that you tossed out because you wanted to preserve what you had. You want to keep fighting for what you had. You didn't want to accept. That's why acceptance is so important here. You didn't want to accept that it was what you were seeing and knowing that it was. So you kept on holding on to a dream. But ultimately, that's done. That's over with. Now you're finally seeing it clearly, and you're at a point where emotionally you're happy to release. You're happy to let go. You're realizing that this disappointment was keeping you focused in the wrong direction and that you were dealing with a real piece of shit. So it's like, listen, I got to move forward. I got to get on with my life. And you do, and you're coming out loud and proud and loud and clear. And to great rave, to great popularity, that you're coming out. Okay? That you're debuting or showing this to the world. Love is going to start for you really soon. Wisdom, once you got wise, and wisdom isn't knowledge. Once you got wise, once you trusted what God was trying to show you, once you used your wisdom, it's like you're going to make much better choice in love from this point on. It's like you've learned a life lesson, Leo, that you will never unsee and never forget. And it especially is impacting you with the connections you make with other people, with what you consider love to be, right? You've gotten wise to what it is now. You understand what love is now. Even if that didn't necessarily happen in your childhood, you understand what love is now. You get it. You know it, you're certain of it. And because of that, because of your perspective change, you're now going to be so much better at selecting and choosing whatever or whomever you end up with in the future. Like that's what you're going, you're going to get much wiser. Love is beginning. I keep hearing that over and over in my head for you. Let's get an angel message, shall we? I think it's also self-love. It's like real love begins right now. Real love begins now when you love yourself more than you love somebody else. And happy birthday, Danny. I don't mean selfishly. I mean in that you show up and you allow yourself to be in the room too. You make room and energy to love who you are. You don't just keep giving it away to somebody else. It's also taking care of yourself. The wellness card is here. The recovery of health and wellness is here. So you're going to be good and you're going to be okay. You're going to recover from this, and it's beginning now. It's starting now with this new connection, this new healthier love. If this is romance, it's like your patterns are changed forever. You are going to see healthy love. You are going to only accept healthy love, and you're going to be able to see the red flags when it isn't. And then we have spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. And that's what it is. Let's read that again. I can't read it. Like these happens to you guys when you get old. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. And that's what you're doing. And that's when the real love begins and real love comes in. Let's get more on that, because I think for a lot of you it's literal. I'll see you there.